Hey ladies, I'm going to show you today how to make, I got the Sephora Lip Palette, and how to do this without a microwave, because I don't have a microwave. So what it is um, basically you can take your old lipsticks, and then there's 8 little pots in here, and you can fill that with lip color, and the palette has a mirror and a lip brush for you to use later on. And then there's a spatula that you can use to scrape lipstick out of the tube, and a little silicone bowl to melt it in. Now the directions on the package say that you put it in the microwave for a minute and melt the lip color, but you don't want to boil it. So if you don't have a microwave, basically what we're going to do is take this silicone bowl and create a double boiler. So take a shallow pan. This is a cast iron enamelware pan, and you can see it's pretty shallow. It's like a skillet. So I'm going to fill this with water and then put the silicone pot in it. And I'm going to make sure that the water only comes about 7/8 or 3/4 of the way up. And I'm going to be using a gas stove, so I'm going to keep the heat really low. And gas stoves are really good for being able to control the amount of heat that you're putting in. If you don't have a gas stove and you only have an electric stove and you don't have a microwave, I wouldn't recommend this method. And I don't have 8 different lip colors that I want to put in there. I have 4, and I'm going to try maybe mixing them. So I will show you what I have. First is the Isadora, and this is a Swedish brand that Walgreens used to carry, and now I think you can only get it in Europe, like Sweden and Italy. You might be able to find stuff on eBay, but it's probably older, or it's someone that's traveled to Europe or selling from Europe. So this one was Winter Rose, and it's a dark-ish, brownish color with shimmer. And then I have L'Oreal Mirrored Bronze. I don't know what I was thinking with all these sparkly colors when I got it. Not that into shimmers anymore. And then this is one of my favorites, but it's old and it's kind of, it's getting down there. Kind of funky shaped. This is also L'Oreal. This is In the Buff. This is a great kind of like 1960s twiggy mod color. It's actually paler than my natural lip color, and I think it looks really cool. And then this is Zuzu Luxe. This is from Whole Foods, so I'm assuming it's like cruelty-free and organic. My friend got this for me, so I don't know. It smells really good, but it is this weird mauve color. And so I'm hoping if I mix it with like this mirrored bronze color, or even the Isadora color, it will darken it up and give it some more brown, because I have a yellow toned skin, and so anything that's not warm toned looks kind of freaky on me. So I'm gonna pause this for a minute and then show you how to cut the lipstick so you can put it in the pot to begin melting it. And guys, I do really apologize for the lighting in here. The overhead light in the actual dining room is currently inoperational, and it's not that I don't have more light bulbs, it's that neither of us can get the fixture open to replace the light bulb, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to call the landlord or something. So this is a little knife that you can order probably from one of those hunting catalogs. It's stainless steel, has a little keychain on it, and just flips open and then closes like this. It's really tiny, and I just keep it hanging in the kitchen. So it's serrated, but I just use it for opening packages when I get shipments. So the palette from Sephora, which these are on clearance now, they're $5. I paid like $11 and change with shipping because that's all I really needed from them at that time. We don't have a Sephora where I live, unfortunately, or not that they even still have it in the store. But for $5, order like 3 of them with your next, Sephora shipment, or 5 or 10 or whatever. I think they would make really cool Christmas gifts, or you could even have like a little party at your house where you all make your own lip palettes. That sounds way fun. So if you have older lipsticks, and I have never ever in my life used up an entire tube of lipstick, like ever, because I don't wear lip color that frequently, and when I do, I normally go for like the crayon things or lip gloss. So I've never ever in my life used up a thing of lipstick. But if you have an older one and it's like down to here, then you can use a little spatula to scrape it out. But since these are older lipsticks, but they're not used up, I'm just going to take a little, and this is going to mess up the shape of it, but I don't really care because you can always use a lip brush to apply it. Just a little bit, because the pots in the palette, remember, are pretty small. Let's show you the palette again so you can see how small the pots are in there. See how small they are? Can you see that? They're pretty small. So you don't want a lot of product because then when you melt it, it's not going to pour in there. The other thing, I know I've read some magazine articles and stuff saying that you should throw your lipstick away after a year. Got this, I think, in 2007, so it's 4 years old. Got this in like 2009. 2009, so it's like 2 years old. Got these, like, the 2 L'Oreal ones, maybe in 2004. If they're not tacky and they don't smell bad, you're putting them on your lip. Think of all the other dirty, nasty things that you might be, like, if you touch your lips during the day. I'm sure your finger has more germs on it than your lipstick's going to accumulate. They really don't. You don't need to throw them away after a year. It's perfectly safe, and the product does not deteriorate that fast. Now, if you bought a lipstick, like, at a, some, like, weird local rural discount store that might have been sitting on the shelf already for 10 years, then maybe. But you don't need to replace your lipstick every year. And if you somehow amazingly are a lipstick addict and you're like always putting it on, you might go through a tube in a year if that's the only color you wear and you're some kind of like OCD about lipstick. But honestly, I never have known anyone to go through an entire tube of lipstick in a year, even when it's the only color that they're wearing. One thing you do need to replace regularly is mascara. And I would recommend replacing your mascara every 3 months because that will get germs in it and it will deteriorate the product and it can pose a risk to your overall eye health. Alright, so I will be back and going to melt the first color in the shallow skillet. Ooh. So this is how to make your Sephora lip palette without a microwave. Alright, yay! Alright, so I've melted the first color, and then the silicone pot is going to let you allow you to pour it. No, it's not working. So you want to do this, and here is my first pot. Now, since I did want to mix colors, instead of cleaning this out with soap and water in between, I'm just going to take some of the next color and put it in there and mix them together. Okay, so here is the finished palette, and I found it worked better to not stir at all while I was heating the product, and you need a little bit more than I did for the first one, but that's about right. Maybe about 1/4 of an inch off of a tube of lipstick. That sounds about right. Maybe a little less, but a little bit more than I showed you earlier. I also realized that an alternative to using the gas stove with a shallow pan to create your double boiler, if you have an electric skillet, that's also a really good way to control the heat of your water. And depending on where you live, electricity might be less expensive than natural gas, or you might only have an electric stove but you have an electric skillet. An electric skillet would also be a really good way to use this method. Now, of course, if you have a microwave, creating the whole palette is probably only going to take you, 20 minutes, and this is taking me about an hour and a half because it just takes longer. You have to heat it more slowly when you're using like a double boiler method. And I got this idea from Kandee Johnson. I don't think she did a tutorial on how to make the Sephora palette, but she bought one. She did like a Sephora haul, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. You can make your own lipstick colors, and you can use up your lipstick that you can't use anymore. So I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to try it, and it worked. And I might do a video update later with the colors that I created, like do swatches of colors that I created. So I think my palette looks pretty good. I know the lighting's bad. There's a few colors, like these, well, I can't see. These top two, I think they're still kind of like too cool colors, and I don't think they'll work that good on me. But I think blending the mirrored bronze in with some of the other colors has really warmed up the tone, and I think it'll be really cool. So that's it. Pretty easy. It's just a little bit time consuming and futzy. If you've ever made candles before, it's really a lot like that. And the silicone pot is really easy to clean up, just soap and water, and then if you wipe it with a paper towel, it's like completely clean. If you wanted to just stick with colors, or if you had a predetermined ideal in your head that you wanted to mix two colors specifically together or whatever, you can clean it up between colors really easily. And yeah, that's it, I think. So that was pretty fun, and I think it would really be, I don't know if Sephora still has them. I got this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think it would be really fun for the holidays, to get together with your girlfriends and make a lip palette, and just everybody bring their, old lipsticks. You're going to be heating them, not to boiling, but if you heat stuff above 115 degrees, you pretty much killed all the bacteria in it. So I think it would be really fun to do as a group, and you could just bring together all your like unwanted lipsticks or whatever and just make an afternoon or an evening out of it. And yeah, that's all that's going to be in this blog. Anything else is going to go in another video. Have a great night.